Cool, so it's Monday. I'm just here in my car, and I'm starting a new thing where I'm gonna write my notes from that day and then record them for each day. And then after the week, kind of make a summary of all the most important ones, and then by week save those. So hopefully it filters out. It will lower my stress of feeling like I'm learning so many things and not retaining them, so I can at least write them down. And then so I don't get overwhelmed with a trillion things, then weekly filter through those and get better. I'm gonna record it just so I can have it, and then also to get better talking to the camera. So these are a few of my notes from today. The whole point of this basically is about the first one, which is a big breakthrough for me for understanding, which is that the risk of judgment, this is amazing. The risk of judgment is necessary to get anything. And the judgment itself isn't necessarily negative. The positive or the negative is what you get. The judgment is just the vehicle or the opportunity to get anything at all. So you want stuff in your life, and you can only want what you don't have. So other people have things that you want. They have to judge you to be able to give you those things. So if you're not willing to be judged, really, it means you're not worth anything. At least not the valuable things that you want. And you're doing yourself a disservice. So if you're not willing to be judged, especially by those you don't even know, then you're not really worth, you're really saying that what your value and all those things, you're really worth nothing. So the second thing is the price of reward, or the opportunity to get something that comes with the cost. And this is just a further push of the first idea, which is that the price is that the reward, or that let me start over here. The perfect version of the thing must be sacrificed for then you to be able to make it real. Like, I have this perfect version of this video in my mind right now, and I felt a little awkward trying to start it because then I'm gonna make it real, and maybe it's not as good as I want it to be. But you have to sacrifice the perfect version of what you have to be able to make something real. But then it's at least something, and you can move forward with it. The cost of selling something for $5. I just dropped off a shirt that I'm selling to someone, and I'm gonna make $5 off of this thing. And it caused me stress. I seriously paused everything and all of my thoughts and my time to go over there and to sell something and ship it and make $5 off of it. I don't know if it's true, but imagine if everybody could make $1 million a year. And we're just trading it for other things. The cost is a lot higher than we can even imagine. Of not working, of not figuring out how to make $1 million. Like, you owe that to yourself every single year. And the moments that you spend worrying about other things, thinking you're making $100, what you're really doing is trading 100,000 for the 1,000 that you made. It's not a smart trade, but just because we don't realize it, we don't go insane. Consume only what you need to, because if you don't need it, you don't need it. So only consume what you need to make the next step, and then make the next step. Because once you make it, it doesn't really matter what you knew when or how'd you figure it out during this certain time. Like, people just made it. I needed to know it at that moment, and then I got to the next thing, and I needed to know the next, and started getting up. Because entertainment is different than work. So separate those two, and you gotta be a little ruthless about it. But I like that idea. Once you make it, it doesn't really matter what you need to know. You just needed to know the things at a certain time to get there. So which is worse? I like this idea. Which is worse? The cost of never starting, or the cost of being wrong about something? Which transfers into other things? If you never start, that doesn't transfer at all. It makes you idle. You start to feel stressed out, and it lowers your self-esteem. If you were wrong about something, you have all the habits of what you needed to do, when to wake up, all those perfect habits of success. You were just in the wrong thing. And so you transfer that into something else. It moves you to be in the opportunity for the right thing, and it builds your self-esteem. Which is better? The time to read, then learn, then do, then fail, then learn again, or the time to do, then fail, and then learn about it? 5 steps versus 3. All right. And it's not about capacity. This is the last one more after this. It's not about your capacity that gets you to be honored and successful and praised. It's really, people care about what you build that's real, that's difficult to build, and that benefits them so that they don't have to do that thing. And you build it and tell enough people about it where it's enough for them to judge you, enough for them to give you money. That's what it's really about. And the last thing, it takes time to learn if you should do it. So the time it takes to learn if you should do something is often longer than the time it takes to do it and to be wrong about it and then do something else. And at least you know. So learning about it can never answer the question of if it's right for you to do it or not. You can know how to do it, but you'll never know if it's the right thing or not until you do it. These are things people have said so many millions of times, and I've heard it, and I've only been alive for 22 years of life, and people have been saying this all the time, and so I'm finally putting it into my own brain, and hopefully I can learn it once and for all and never have to learn these things again. So I'm going to pound it, talking to the camera, writing it down, reviewing it weekly and every night. I just hope that those things can work out, because it really doesn't matter what you know. You just need to know the right things at the right time and progress. And so I'm doing it now here with this video. I'm sacrificing the perfect video for this one, and I already feel a lot better about it. So